I think I see a very special guest.
I don't know how this was arranged, but I think we have a very special guest. Do we have a drum roll for the guest before we bring him out?
I'm going to do more than just a drum roll, okay? We're going to start with the drum roll. We're going to move to the air horn and end with the cash register, all right? How was that?
That was good.
All right, there we go. Andrew left live on the Power Hour here with us. Awesome to have you, man. I mean, one of the biggest names out there.
Woo! Sorry.
And you have a better background than Jason and I. You've got the cool art. You know, we're sort of basic over here. Jason just has a white wall. So, you know.
I got this.
There we go.
My kid made me that. Okay, sorry. All right. What's up, Andrew left?
Hey, everybody.
How you doing?
I'm great, thank you. Can you hear me just fine?
Perfect. Perfect. So you're doing well. That's good. So you've grown in stature over the years. Followed you from the beginning. You've grown in stature, and I think it's also because your transparency is in the industry. You talk about the wins, the losses, everything. You don't hold back.
And the research is amazing. It's so deep, it's well explained, and it's explained that at least I can understand it, right? That I can get through it, I can understand the story, I can understand the numbers behind things. You know, absolutely love it.
All right, so let's talk stocks, people.
All right, let's hit it. You want to talk GME?
Sure, we'll start with GME. So I was going to do a live stream today. It's still going to get presented out. It's just not going to be live anymore. It's amazing what's happened with the amount of retail people have just flooded Twitter, tried to hack my account, and made it very difficult for me to do a live Twitter. I think we had like 180,000 in the first 4 minutes. You know, it's interesting. I thought people would be more interested in seeing how to make money rather than let's just buy a stock. There's like a GME Kabul out there, like people who just want to buy the stock without even thinking of the business.
It's insane.
Well, here's what I don't get about it. You know, for people who were fanatical about Tesla, I got that. It was a great product, changing the world. If you talk about anything that's you look at certain particular stocks that are doing great things that might get overpriced or overvalued. And I understand people's enthusiasm, but to have a mall-based retailer that's actually failing, it's doing poor, trading at all-time highs when it comes to valuation, I think it's trading, if you believe that they're going to hit their numbers, if you believe it, they're trading at next 12 months like 42 times EBITDA, and normally you would trade at 4. I think Best Buy's at like 8. So it just got to a point, you know, every day is a new day in the stock market. You might have loved the setup on GME when it was $14 because there's a high short interest. There was a high short interest for a reason, because pretty much their business is in terminal decline. But nobody wants to hear that. They just want to buy, and that's wonderful. At the end of the day, this is not a blue sky story. As I was telling you, I don't know, like I'm long, which is a high short interest stock, right?
Yep.
You know, the FUBO, eBay, fine.
Yep, let's talk about that one.
Oh, which is a high short interest stock with a blue sky story to it, sports gaming. So I understand why I would say, me as an investor, this is a kind of high short interest stock that I actually want to buy. Right? Because where it could go, investors on it. I see Einhorn came out today. He owns the stock. So I said, okay, fine. This is the kind of stock that could go higher, and we're going to look out to the future. GameStop's the opposite. So I'm just not understanding why people choose particular stocks to be fanatical about. Most importantly is ringing the cash register. If you bought GameStop at 10, 20, or 30, congratulations. But at some point you say, oh, I have to sell this thing in order to really make the money.
Yeah. And let me ask you this one about GameStop, right? I mean, the momentum behind this thing is crazy. How do you decide when to fight the momentum or try to figure out where those highs are or anything along those lines?
I mean, that's obviously the challenge, right? You could have made an argument that GameStop was overpriced at 20, 30, and now 40. The stock's going to go higher. It's going to go higher. The problem is, forget about the insider seller. Eventually, the company works against you. Because if this, they're sitting with over $1 billion in debt. So if you would just want to take the stock higher, traders, and the company says tomorrow, hey, we're going to go issue 30, 40, 50 million shares, you can't blame them.
Not at all.
They're not the ones doing it. They're operating a business. Somebody has hijacked their story, So I understand, Ryan Cohen from Chewy owns a big part of this company at around $9. Very smart man. So if Ryan sells it at $20, he doubles his money. It's a huge thing. If Ryan sells it at 0, he's still a multi-billionaire. He can afford to do it. So as much as I look at the full big picture of the stock, every day is a new individual day.
Yep. I mean, I don't want to call an offering, right, because I have no idea. But it almost seems like the company would be foolish not to do some sort of dilutive financing with the stock this high.
I mean, they should. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't.
If Hertz tried to do it, I mean, that was a similar sort of story, right? Or no? I mean, I sort of look at this as similar to the Hertz story from earlier in the pandemic. Do you view it in the same way?
I mean, yeah, that's what this is. It's more of a trading phenomenon. Right now, if people wanted to short GameStop, if you want to short GameStop, there's borrow to be short the stock. The borrow rate's gone down from like 80% to 20%, some places 10%. So, right now, I think at these levels, people who are buying it are just chasing their own tails.
Okay.
It's almost like the story of the dog who caught the car. What are you going to do once you catch it, right?
Yep, absolutely. And do you want to talk more GameStop? Do you want to move on to some of the other tickers so we could do more FUBO, Lemonade, XL Fleet? I don't know if you have any of those you want to get to.
I mean, right now I'm focused on, the shorts. I'm going to put out a presentation today about my thesis, 5 reasons why GameStop's going back to $20, and it's going there pretty fast. So I'll put that out today, but I have to, put it out in form of YouTube, and then I'll post it up on the site so people can see it. And as for FUBO, it's just an example to contrast it with another high short interest stock that it could be a good long, because we're looking years out. They're not burning cash. They don't have a terminal business, but rather OTT with sports and the potential for sports gaming is a blue sky industry. So blue sky with a high short interest is where I want to be long. A secular retailer, mall-based retailer, a decline that's already gone up 400% in the past few months, that's where I want to be short.
Absolutely. All right. I think the FUBO one is absolutely interesting as well. It's one that I haven't gotten into yet. It's been a favorite of our audience. Like you said, we get the Einhorn, you get a lot of other smart people getting into this name. Jason and I say we're very good at following other smart people. That's where we excel, right, rather than calling some of our own.
So on this one, Laura Martin at Needham, the analyst, she was one of the earliest people on Roku. She got Roku before anyone else got Roku. So I trust her in the OTT space with this. And she's very bullish on the stock as well. So, but I take that and I combine it with a high short interest. I look at the dynamics, how people are looking out, and I want to be long. They already did an equity offering. They have plenty of cash. That's where I want to own. GameStop, I just don't get at these prices.
Yeah.
That is an interesting take. I mean, your thing on the Roku call and looking at her as a smart person on it is absolutely amazing. So that is a great take. I've been following you forever. And, love your picks, love how you do the due diligence. And one of the ones you were covering a few months ago, maybe it's too late, maybe you're not playing anymore, is Jumia, Jmia.
Oh, yeah, Jumia. Well, Jumia is an example of me as a short seller. I have the ability to pivot. If I think something's overcooked to a downside or an upside, I was the first short seller to come out and actually go long Tesla when I saw they were, doing well. Similarly, when Jumia was trading at a market cap of where it was and I looked at their potential, I was able to look past the initial problems that it had about fraud or order history and look at its potential and put it in perspective to the market. So I'm open-minded as an investor.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah. Any last message you have for the GME community, let us know. Otherwise, we will stay tuned for that video coming out later today. 5 reasons that GME is going back to 20.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you. We'll talk to you soon, Andrew.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it. Bye-bye. The due diligence he does on stocks, people get mad at him because he'll go negative. And people go crazy on him, and he says his opinion. He always has. On Tesla, when he switched from short to long, he comes out there, and that's what it's about being honest with your trades. And so people get pissed. I mean, I'm seeing in our chat going crazy, oh, he doesn't know this, doesn't know this stock. Guys, he does the due diligence. He's out there saying the stocks. He says the stocks that he's trading. I love people that do that and do the diligence, and he's not just following someone else. He's not just following someone else.
And for anybody who doesn't know left, I mean, he is the GOAT. I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. I'm air horning it. I'm putting it in there. I've made a lot of money following left in the days. Does he get every single call right? No. But know who you're up against. He's got a track record and a platform for a reason.